I work at Watermark Community Church, or I did, and what happened was we went to DVU to recruit folks.
I was at a job fair the morning of my first semester of senior year.
You know, we handed out flyers and stuff, and people turned in applications. And one girl, her name was Hanna, she came over and she was like, "Hey, I see your camp hat."
Then I saw this guy wearing a TBRM camp hat, and that's the camp that I worked at in college for the past 3 summers.
TBRM camps is not that big, so like to see somebody wearing camp apparel is kind of a big deal. So I was like, "Hey, that's so cool." And
I was like, "Dude, that's such a cool hat. Like, did you work at TBRM?" He was like, "Yeah, I worked this past summer," which was when I was in China, so it was the one summer I didn't work. So we were talking about camp, and then it turned out that the girl who was with us, her name was Joy Smallwood, and she had a baby. She had worked at camp too, and so I just like kind of assumed Pete, he had like a beard, he looked a lot older, and so I just thought, oh, they're married, they have a child, they're the perfect camp couple.
And so we handed her the application. She was interested in working at Watermark.
I took that position, and before too long, I was kind of thrown into a leadership position with Peter.
So we started working together 25 hours a week, you know, doing children's ministry, that kind of thing. I kind of thought she was weird.
There were not any romantic feelings at first. Like, I thought he was like that weird homeschool kid.
I thought she was kind of funky. She like had this really deep love for Arab people, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And then she like had tattoos, and I was like, I don't know.
We were friends, but we definitely didn't like each other.
One day we were joking around or something. It wasn't like super busy, and I like said something that was a little bit like judgmental, and she was like, "Peter, you're acting super judgmental." And I was like, "Oh, I kind of am." It was really cool because she wasn't afraid to like call me out on something, and so I was like, "Wow, you're pretty cool." And so from that moment, it kind of changed from her being really weird to like her being really cool. And so, you know, 2 or 3 weeks passed. I really wanted to like ask her to be my girlfriend, but I didn't quite know if I should yet, because like we worked together, and I went and talked to my boss. My boss was like, "Before we start, is this about Hannah?" I was like, "How'd you know?" She's like, "Oh, Peter, it's about time you asked her out." And I was just like, "Hey, I really need to talk to you."
He called me while I was working Friday night. I also worked at Chili's, so I'm like back in the dish on a Friday night, like super busy. He was like, "Well, are you busy?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm at work, like Friday night shift, you know, like casual." So I got home and he called me, and I had just gotten home to like Corsicana, to my parents' house. And so he was like, "Okay, well, can I just come to you?" Corsicana's like over an hour away from DVU. So I thought it was really weird.
I was just like, "Hey, I'm driving to Corsicana. Can I buy you lunch? Pick us a spot."
I told him he could come, of course, and then we decided to meet at Taco Shop, which is my favorite place in Corsicana.
We were supposed to meet at 12:30. She was there at 12:43, which was a very long 13 minutes. I thought she stood me up.
And I'm like talking to my mom, and I was like, "Okay, Mom, he either really likes me or he like really thinks I should be fired, and he wants to tell me in person because he's just a nice guy."
And then she pulled in and was just like, "Hey," with this like cute smile on her face, but like, "What are we doing?"
I'm like stressing myself out the whole time.
In a few short sentences, I was like, "Hey, so basically, I think you're really cool. You're the kind of girl that like I think about spending the rest of my life with, and I just kind of like want to start walking down that trail. And I don't want to like just have a meaningless relationship. Like, I want a relationship that kind of is like for a purpose."
He started talking and saying just that like he wanted to pursue me, and that's why he came down. He just wanted to make like his intentions known. He told me that he wanted to date me and wanted to pursue me in a relationship with like the intentions of marrying me at the end. And like all of this, like probably like a 10 minute spiel, and I'm just like, okay, cool, I think that too.
It's actually really funny. I thought I asked her to be my girlfriend that day. She didn't. I was just like, I told all my good friends, I was like, "I just got a girlfriend last night." And they were like, "Oh, that's so cool." And then I told one of my friends, and they were like, "Wait, you asked her to be your girlfriend?" I was like, "Well, I asked her out and asked her if we could like date." And she's like, "Oh, but that's not the same thing." I felt like your boyfriend, even though you didn't use those words, which I wasn't surprised, but like.
Well, yeah, I didn't use them because you weren't my boyfriend, because you didn't ask me to be your girlfriend.
So then the next Thursday, I asked her, I was like, "Hey, so just to be clear, like, can you be my girlfriend and we be official?" And she was like, "Yes," because we weren't. I was like, "Oh, I thought we were." And then for like a whole month, we were apart. So we spent at least 2 hours a day on the phone, I feel like.
Yeah.
Which was just really funny, because that was the first part of our relationship, which made it really hard because I had to be like, "All right, cool. Well, we can't go on dates. We can't do this." So like.
Well, because we saw each other every single day, and that was like the
it was
4
like
weeks.
culture. It was like shock. It was like
not seeing each other for 4 weeks.
Terrible. For like a whole month. we just talked about plans and expectations. Hannah's just the coolest person in the world, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with her. So we're going to Crested Butte, Colorado. We're going to be skiing. So don't call us. Down Texas if I am scheduled for work. I'm not coming. And as far as I'm concerned, the world is going to cease to exist for about 7 days. So that's what I'm doing. So we wanted to thank both my parents, mom and dad, and then Tandy and Steve for being like so generous in throwing this wedding for us, and just helping out, doing basically all the work. So we didn't do a whole lot. Hannah did a bunch of work too, but I didn't do a whole lot. I got invited and I appreciated that.
I just wanted to thank my parents, my dad for spending all this money, which probably came from his vacation fund, so we all know how big of a sacrifice that was for you, Dad. And thank you for that, and then Mom for just looking for any extra way to help and pretty much planning the entire reception. So like everything here that looks really nice, people, that was my mom. And just for being so supportive and for loving Pete so well and making him feel so welcome, and to Mr. and Miss Grant for raising such an awesome human, and for
That's me, right?
that's you, and for all of the support that you guys have given us financially and spiritually, and just seeking wisdom of couples who've gone before us. And thank you guys so much for everything that you've done for the wedding as well. And then I guess just thank you to everyone who's here, and our friends and family who have driven all this way to support us and support this new season of our life. Enjoy our reception. We'll see you soon. Is that cute?